All right, Patty. So, how do we know that it wasn't Leslie's knife that killed Rosemary LaBianca? Well, because Thomas Noguchi, the coroner, said so. Rosemary's death was caused by multiple stab wounds to the neck and trunk. And this is also corroborated by Tex Watson, who said he yelled at Leslie to do something after he killed Rosemary, and went on to say she was one scared kid. So imagine like you're tripping balls on some good acid like every day of your life, which makes you highly susceptible to manipulation. And you just witnessed two people being killed, and then Tex Watson, who has just murdered 7 people, is standing over you covered in blood, holding a bayonet, and screaming at you to do something. What would you do? I'm waiting. Like, what would you do? What would you do, Deb? Would love to know. Leslie didn't really have a choice in that moment, like Linda did. And I don't think that Linda was afraid for her daughter at all. Like, that's why she says, oh, I was afraid for my daughter. No. Like, Charlie would never allow that. He loved kids. He even did not go to the, to kill people at that house right before the church, right before the LaBiancas, because children lived there. So I don't believe for one second that she was afraid for Tanya. So Vince Bugliosi on Larry King says basically that the Manson family and everyone associated with them has something wrong with them, like something evil in the deep recesses of their soul, and we shouldn't let that type of person be loose and on a vulnerable society. Well, then why did he give Linda Kasabian immunity? She was with the family longer than Leslie. She was a thief. She went both nights of the murders, and I very strongly believe that Linda could have saved Sharon. Maybe she couldn't have said, I don't think she could have saved Stephen Parent, poor rest his soul. I don't think she could have saved Jay. Maybe not Abigail, but if she had run to the car as soon as she saw Wojtek come out all bloody, if she'd have run to the car, Tex left the keys in the car, she could have gone anytime and gone to a neighbor, called 911. She might not have been able to save Sharon, but she could have saved that baby, because the baby didn't die from stab wounds. He died because his mom was dead. So if that happened, the LaBiancas probably wouldn't even be dead, because the police would come and have arrested Tex, and the family would have gotten scared and run off to the desert in their dune buggies or whatever, in my opinion. I have so much more. But I'll end with, so why is Leslie still in jail after 52 years for doing something that should be like at most 15 years? 1, because she's associated with the Manson family and Gavin Newsom wants to be president and is abusing his position of power. What's the point of a parole board if you don't listen to them? Like, why don't you just make the parole board decisions? 2, Vince Bugliosi, who is an opportunistic liar who just published a false narrative to get a conviction and write his book. And because Deborah Tate can't mind her own business and outright lies about Leslie, so the misinformed public will sign her petitions to keep her in jail. If Deb wants to go to Tex and Pat's hearings, fine, go off. Like, leave Bobby and Leslie alone. Like, I really don't. This is her entire identity. Like, go home, Deb. Like, you're spreading lies and misinformation to get people to sign your petition and do what you want. You're spreading misinformation to get people to do what you want. Sounds kind of like Charles Manson, doesn't it? Is it maybe because if Leslie gets out, you'll lose one of your Manson family meal tickets by doing all your interviews? Something to think about.